place on Earth has better weather.
And we thank you so much for joining us on the Weather Channel. 10 minutes before the hour, time to get the very latest, of course, on the tropics. You know, it's been very active in the Eastern Pacific, and that has been our main story over the last 24 hours as we've been talking about Hurricane Pauline. The latest on Pauline centers the storm at 17.1 degrees north, 100 degrees west. That makes it about 30 miles north-northwest of Acapulco, Mexico. Winds of 103 miles an hour, so it's still a very, very formidable hurricane. It is moving west-northwest at 15 miles an hour, and the estimated central lowest pressure, 970 millibars. Here's a different vantage point satellite picture of our hurricane, and it has been quite impressive here on the satellite picture. Of course, the more vivid colors indicate the colder, the higher cloud tops, and many of these responsible for torrential downpours. A large area of red and orange here, so a massive area of very heavy rains here along the coast of Mexico. Of course, this being the Gulf of Tehuantepec, and just upstream along the coast of Mexico is Acapulco, and we've had reports that the system did come close to Acapulco and should remain in this general vicinity for the next several hours. We also had reports earlier this morning, about an hour ago, of winds gusting up to about 50 and 55 miles an hour near Acapulco. So a very, very strong hurricane this is. And because it's continuing to move moving west to northwest, the forecast track over the next 60 to 72 hours just basically parallels this system right along the immediate coastal areas of Mexico. So torrential downpours creating flash flooding, mudslides, and of course mountain cascading. So very, very dangerous scenario here. Perhaps some fatalities may be a result of the very, very heavy rains and the flooding problem. So if you have family or friends around the Acapulco area, be advised that this hurricane is a major one, and locally heavy rains and gusty winds associated with it in Acapulco and all areas around it near the coastal vicinities here of Mexico. Now, hurricane warnings remain in effect along the coast because of the hurricane's proximity to the coast. Again, no real weakening expected. It should maintain its hurricane status over the next 60 to 72 hours. So we'll have to continue to watch it for you. The center of the storm, or the eye of the storm, will stay right near the coast. We'll just immediately hug the coast here. And if it makes a little dodge off to the left, of course, it will move back into open waters, and the system could strengthen even more so. However, if it makes a jaunt just a little to the right, it'll move inland, and that may decrease the rapid intensity if it were, of course, to move back over water. So the forecast just keeps it right along the coast. That means we'll have to watch it very, very closely for any deviation to the left or to the right, which could make a major difference in the effects of this particular hurricane. You can see the Hurricane Pauline here from a different vantage point. Again, we have had quite a bit of problems with this. Well, actually, this is not the hurricane. This is what's left of Olaf. You can't even really see the hurricane from this vantage point, as it is a little closer to the coast of Mexico. We will keep you posted, of course, though, on Hurricane Pauline, as Olaf has pretty much diminished, as it's no longer even considered a tropical storm, not even a tropical depression. But we'll have to continue to watch it, as it seems to have quite a bit of cloudiness and convection associated with it. From the Eastern Pacific now, here again is Pauline, right along the coast of Mexico. The Western Caribbean has been quiet. The Western Gulf of Mexico, we have thunderstorm activity, but this is not an organized tropical system at all. Yesterday, we were dealing with Fabian. Fabian has been caught up with the old frontal boundary here across the central Atlantic, so it's of no concern anymore. So as we look overall at the Atlantic picture, things are quiet, nothing organized at all, and we do not have any threatening systems on the horizon. That's a look at the tropics. Stay with us. In about 2 minutes, we'll check on WeatherScope for you.
Didn't this train start at 6?
Yeah, where is he?
going on? That's how it feels to fly sometimes. Make it your responsibility to make sure no one feels that way on United.
Compared to the rest of the industry, United is...
Well, all morning long, the big story for the tropics has been Hurricane Pauline, a very powerful and a very dangerous hurricane that continues to cause major headaches across the western sections of Mexico. Here's the very latest information that we have on Hurricane Pauline. Still packing winds of 100 miles an hour, moving to the west-northwest miles an hour. The estimated pressure at the center of this particular hurricane is 975 millivolts. Because I'm close to the coast and we don't really see that very distinct, but the coastline. The center were to go a little bit further inland, we can work over the waters. Then there's a chance this hurricane could reach the mainland. So certainly causing major problems, very strong. Case in point, Acapulco. Still some very heavy rain continues to rot up along the coast. Now, you're so in essence, the brighter shades of the oranges are red. It often too shows us the very heavy rains that have been falling. Down to the great strong waves too are battering the coast. The tide between 9 to 12 feet higher than normal throughout the west coast there. Running southward towards Maldonado. Again, very squally conditions. The west of Hurricane Pauline, though, we still see small moisture. That moisture will also get entrained with Pauline. That we have today Pauline is a tremendous tropical downpour. 20 inches in some places, and that will be Hawaii, and we do see bands of clouds getting lifting towards the north. So don't be surprised. Big island. Then, as we check out the Atlantic basin, area of cloud cover, mainly some clouds throughout the zone. Very warm, and because we have high pressure aloft.
information you can sign on. Just put on the 8th of every hour. Local on the 8th on the Weather Channel.
Well, I'm afraid we've had rather a major down here in Mexico. We had hurricane that came ashore last night and yesterday afternoon actually down here in Oaxaca. Well, just parallel to the coast, and went just north of Acapulco early this morning about 3 or 4 o'clock Eastern time. And what has happened? Really heavy rains. We've had 16 inches of rain or so reported around the south. We know that there's water in the streets, mudslides, a lot of buildings destroyed. And the last count of fatalities, now they've gone to about 50 fatalities. And of course, that figure could change a little bit as time goes by. The other thing about it is that the winds have mixed a little bit now. They came in with winds of 125 miles an hour, now down to 85 miles an hour. Moved towards northwest 13 miles an hour, center now 18.3, 102.0, just to the right here, lateral craziness right now, and moving toward the west-northwest at 13 miles an hour. And warning are still the east to side, Puerto Vallarta down to Punta Maldonado. Like sometimes tonight from a hurricane to a tropical storm. Of course, we see a lot of evidence that it is diminishing a little bit. And if we look at the infrared, we can see that the tops are forming and the hurricane is winding down, and certainly that's good news as we move toward. Eventually, the may come back out over the water here in about 24 to 36 hours around Puerto Vallarta. Before we talk too much about that. In Atlantic, one cluster of clouds here in the Gulf of Mexico we want to talk about a little bit, and it's under a high-pressure ridge. They're really on the land we need to worry about, or in the Caribbean, even though we have some concentrations of clouds down in the Caribbean, we still have upper westerly winds that are pretty strong. And right there you can see that we don't have anything coming into the islands to worry about. Here we are in the Caribbean Sea, and there we have these upper level westerly winds that just aren't going to allow anything. And then we have here in the western Gulf of Mexico quite a concentration of clouds. There's a little bit of evidence we might have a circulation here just east of Brownsville, or the beginning of one, but the pressures are high. There's nothing imminent there at all. So that's the tropics for this time, so we'll turn you back to Janetta.
Thanks a lot, John. Heavy rain is still soaking the nation's midsection. Is a wet weekend in the forecast for you? Find out on WeatherScope after your local forecast.
Only the Dirt Devil Ultra Swivel Glide has swivel casters for effortless maneuverability at every turn, and enough reach to follow your lead anywhere. The amazing Ultra Swivel Glide, nothing escapes the power of a Dirt Devil.
Mother, we're going shopping for wallpaper.
They'll be gone for hours.
Your Sherwin-Williams store offers over 42,000 patterns of wallpaper.
Okay, girls, jacks are better, trips to win, deuces wild.
Plus a unique service that helps you find the pattern you want quicker and easier than ever before.
Ace is over.